guys, this is me filming a morning routine. I'm waving at you. I don't know if you can tell, but I just picked up the camera this morning next to my bed when I got up. I'm not about to get up, put a camera on a tripod, turn it on, get back into bed, and then pretend to get up for you. You're going to get a very realistic morning routine from me today. I like to get up at 6 a.m. I do that most of the time. Lately, I haven't been feeling very well, but some of the beauty of homeschooling is that you can be flexible and do what you need to do when you need to do it. So last night, I turned my alarm off and just got up naturally. So I'm running a little later than normal, but that's okay. I will have some time that I can make up for what I missed. I do a very simple personal routine of just brushing my teeth and flossing like everybody else. And then I do like to put on a little makeup, get my hairs done a little. It really does help to get ready in the morning. Even on days I don't feel like it, I try to do something, just make myself get ready like I was leaving the house, let me say. Even though today I'm not leaving the house at all, it just helps my own mindset. I'm not really sure what it is about it, but it just makes a difference. And I just feel like I show up a little more alert and on top of things when I get ready like I'm leaving for the day. I do consider what I do very important, and so I think it helps to kind of dress and present yourself like your work is important. Do I have days where I stay in my sweats all day? Absolutely. Like I said, the beauty of homeschooling is that, and being a stay-at-home mom, is that sometimes we can just be flexible where we need to. But for the most part, I do like to get ready for the day. And I think my kids take me more seriously too when I get ready for the day. But there are days for sweats too. All right, here's the big reveal. Real clothes. The thing I love about getting up so early is I'm usually alone. My kids do not get up this early. And I can just spend some time reading the Bible and praying by myself. When Solo's home in the morning early, I usually go to the living room, but this morning he was gone even before I got up. So he left, I think, at 5:30, and I was able to just use my own bedroom. So I like it when he leaves early for that. But I don't mind the living room either. It's just not as fun when it's really dark outside. But I like having some time by myself to read and be able to focus a little bit. And sometimes I just read a book I'm reading as well. But it does help to have that time. I definitely go through seasons where I don't have that time early in the morning and I just need to get all the sleep I can. But right now I'm in a good season where I can get up early and think. I'm a walker when I pray, so I have an earbud in and I'm listening to praise and worship music, and I pace. It's just how I stay focused when I pray. I've done that my whole life. I need to get a walking pad. I've thought about getting one. Belle got one for Christmas and loves hers. I think I could put it by the window and just walk. Although right now it's too dark to see anything. So I'm on to making my bed. What is it they say about when you make your bed, it just makes your mindset for the day? I don't know, something like that. But I do try to make my bed most of the time. The sun's coming up because I'm a little later than normal. But this is all usually in the first hour of my day. If I sleep in a little, I have a little less time to pray and read my Bible. But that end of that hour, I just try to make my bed before I leave the room. Now there are master bedrooms on the main floor. I come in here a lot more, and so it's really nice to come in and see a made bed. It does make you feel better about things. But I tell you, making your bed when your bed's on the floor, it's a workout. It's not as easy as it looks. So it's not that bad, but it's a lot of bending over. As you can see, Seth joined me this morning. He actually joined me while I was still praying and walked with me a little. And then I kept my earbud in, so I had worship music just going still. Why not? I do like routines a lot. I use this routine particularly in the winter more because it is designed for the winter months when we can only be outside more in the middle of the day. And so we start school a little later, as you'll see. And it's just specific to winter, let me say. Then I like switching up my routines for different seasons. But this is our winter one, and it's nice to just have a routine that you keep most days. So for us, it's 4 days a week, Tuesday through Friday. that I kind of keep this routine. So on other days, I sleep in later and just do things totally different, because as much as I love routines, I also love to switch things up. I could not find that extra pillow there, the other white one. This is my wall of my schedule, and I check it often just to make sure I'm staying on track. Now I have come out to assess the kitchen. Although we mostly cleaned up after dinner, some kids were here late. We had friends over, and so I knew there would be some mess to clean up this morning, and I do save time for cleaning the kitchen again in the morning. So after that initial hour, I always come out and clean up the kitchen, and most of the time, like, there's not dishes to do or anything, and it's just a whole lot of clean stuff to put away. But it really does help to have a fresh start in the morning. And generally, there are no kids up by this time, but since I'm just running a little behind, some of them are up, a few of them, coming out of their rooms to find me just putting dishes away. We always have big stacks of clean dishes that we hand wash, and that's kind of my area, my zone that I do the hand washing. Solo helps me too. Yeah, there's a lot to put away this morning, like normal. And now I am just hand washing the few things that were left or got used last night. Generally, the older kids clean up after themselves, but sometimes I find things. And in this case, I kind of cleaned up the kitchen before the food was put away because some kids hadn't eaten dinner. So it's always great to have a clean slate and just have a nice, fresh start in the morning. Because I recognize that it is not always possible to make it perfect every night, I just set aside a little time the next day, so I'm not frustrated about it, and I just do it in the morning. So it's about a half an hour for me generally to reset the kitchen and run a load of laundry. My laundry system makes things very fast. I always do it once in the morning and once around when I'm prepping dinner in the evening. And that's generally all I have to mess with laundry all day, and it's enough to totally keep up with our large household of right now 12 people living at home. That's because when you're age 13 and older in our house, you do your own laundry, and the younger ones, down to age 6 right now, they fold and put away their own laundry, but I wash it and dry it and sort it. And then my 5-year-old's learning to put away his own clothes after I fold them. And so I really am fully in charge of mine and my husband's and our household stuff that gets washed, kitchen towels, and then the 2 little ones, especially the youngest, I do everything for hers. So I just take care of that. I start a new load, pull out what was in the dryer. Yes, my clothes do sit in the washer and dryer overnight. I just move it over the next time I'm in there. So once in the morning, once every evening, and they sit in there and wait for me just fine. Those clothes don't complain, and I never have trouble with them stinking, so it works for us. But I am now taking that pile from the dryer, and I'm sorting it into all these baskets I have. So we have a basket for kitchen, towels and washcloths. We have a basket for household stuff. Then every person has a basket, unless they're over 13 and doing their own laundry. It is so simple for me to just sort it all, put it in the baskets really quickly and easily. You can see I left a cupboard open there where you guys were sitting as my camera stand. And the mudroom's kind of messy, but that will get cleaned up in a little bit, so I'm not worried about that. Just doing the necessity here, processing one full load. Now here is a big key for me. Every time when I'm done putting all those clothes into baskets that they belong in, I take one of the baskets that I am responsible for. In this case, I have Seth's, and I'm just folding it quickly and putting it away. He is learning how to put his own clothes away because he just turned 5, but he makes quite a mess if he does it totally on his own, so I will help him put it away. I'm kind of teaching him the first step, putting his clothes away that I already folded. But if I do this every time with one of the baskets, put it away, then it is never overwhelming and I am never behind. Now the next hour I devote to figuring out what's for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I am still not quite sure what I'm going to make, but I see that I have thawed meat, so that's good. And I need a coffee break, guys. And you know when I say coffee, I mean Diet Coke or something icy and cold. And I'm taking my vitamins here with that and a little supplement too that I take. So it's just nothing fancy. I take B, C, D, and E right now. and it's working for me, except I got a bad cold, but everybody in the whole city that I live in has the same kind of sickness, so I don't think it's for the lack of vitamins, but I do what I can. I'm trying. But yes, like I said, back to breakfast. Sometimes I put stuff in the crock pot for dinner. Today I just am not even sure what to do for dinner, so I moved on to prepping breakfast. And we do have a plan for breakfast and lunch, so it's Tuesday. I just went with the Tuesday plan, which is toast. I got a lot of toppings out for that toast, and applesauce. And a couple of my kids decided they actually wanted oatmeal instead. We used to have oatmeal so regularly that a lot of them got tired of that, so I took it off the menu, but whenever they want it, I just let them make it themselves. So we had a combination of those things. Did you catch that homemade butter there? That was my little flex. It's good, but I oversalted it, so it's not really a flex. Next, I am getting lunch ready. So it helps a lot when I have lunch ready in the morning, but especially on Tuesdays because it's a snack lunch and it does take a little prepping. Spoiler alert for later in the day, I actually milk the cows while the kids are eating lunch, so it is helpful when I have a good plan and I have it all ready for the kids to put together by themselves. And in this case, I cut up a bunch of stuff. I am really low on vegetables right now. I only could find carrots. It's about time to grocery shop, as in today or tomorrow. And so we just made use of what we had. This is some of the area that I'm making up for time I slept a little later, because the kids are actually starting to eat breakfast now. And generally when they're eating breakfast, I'm taking care of my sourdough, but I'm still taking care of lunch right now and the meals. I like checking on it all in the morning because I noticed I did not have thawed lunch meat. So I pulled that out of the freezer. The salami goes in that empty space and it'll be ready for lunch. I made sure I had ranch made. We love to dip everything in ranch dressing on snack lunch day. And now I am going to feed my starter finally, so I take a half an hour while they're eating breakfast. I always have sourdough in the schedule. So I feed my sourdough starter, or if I had fed it the night before, then I'll get dough started in this half hour. But feeding it doesn't take very long. I use freshly ground flour that came from the freezer, and today I'm glad I'm just feeding it because it is quick and easy since I was running a bit behind schedule. I'll make some dough out of this tonight, and I'm thinking bagels. My kitchen runs really cold in the winter, so I've got a little heating pad here. So when breakfast is done, our schedules kind of merge together now. So the kids and I are doing the same thing. We're all kind of getting zones done. They all have their own responsibilities that they do. Destiny's emptying the dishwasher. Noelle did the floors. Hope takes care of the table. Micah does the counters, Tori does the dishes, and Eli takes care of the animals. And Seth and Peace also help Destiny with the dishwasher. It is so great to have the whole kitchen cleaned up after breakfast. We all work together. We're working on the same thing at the same time. And it doesn't take too long at all. And I just love having it reset. And now we have a half an hour of just getting ready. So everybody gets dressed, brushes their teeth, does their hair. I, of course, help Peace with all those things. And they also put away their clean laundry. So Noelle, Hope, and Destiny, and Eli, they take their clean clothes every morning, put them away so that their baskets don't get too full and overwhelming for them. They fold and put it away. I love that Noelle and Hope do their own hair now, and they do such a good job. And then we come all together. So we try to meet together by 9:30. And that's kind of late, but that's our winter schedule. Might as well sleep a little later while the sun is coming up later and when we can. We're not outside as much. We just alter things for the winter. But we love to meet together. We read the Bible together. We work on a memory verse usually together. We always pray together, and we also like to spend the time reading just a fun read aloud book together. Right now we're actually not doing that because Micah is reading through the Bible in a month. I don't think he's quite on schedule. I think it'll be about a month and a half, but it takes him so long, and we didn't want to read a book without him, the book we were doing. We paused it. So we read the Bible together without Micah, and we're doing this time without him and just not doing the read aloud or the fun book. I'm so proud of him for wanting to do this challenge. He's doing it with some friends, and so I want to encourage him so I don't have him worry about this time together, because it's 3 hours of reading a day. But here we are memorizing scripture. We always try to put actions to it because it just makes him remember it better. And then we always take prayer requests, and the kids pray for each other too, for our needs. So now we're on to our book learning. I have this master schedule that helps me so much. Noelle is in 3rd grade, so her and up, they all have a schedule. And so I can see what they need to do for that day, and I'll write them notes off of that. Seth and Peace are doing their little school, and then a couple of my kids have worksheets that they are working on, but I basically just bounce between everybody for the next couple of hours, and the young ones can all get their work done in that couple of hours. Some of them will have a little left for the afternoon, but we always hope that we can get it done in the morning. And yeah, it's just answering questions, reading out loud to kids, one thing after another. Peace and Seth do a pretty good job playing quietly most days. You know, we have trouble some days, but they have their little preschool and kindergarten that they do, which doesn't take too long. And then they play, and the kids learn so much through play, so I love that. I'm doing some flashcards here with Destiny, but I do want to tell you that I have gone back to this winter, or this new semester, I guess. I've gone back to using some help a couple times a week. So 2 days a week, it's either Katie, my daughter-in-law, or Belle, my daughter. Katie's a teacher, and Belle is really interested in teaching and does an amazing job too. So they both are so much help to me. So on the days that they come to help me with school, I first focus on my work. So I'll be editing or filming on those days. And then when I'm caught up on work, I use that extra help to just get caught up in school. So like I said, it's about 2 of the 4 days that I have some help for several hours during the day for school. And it's so nice when there's 2 of us teaching, because we can each work with different kids and just make a lot of progress. So I love that, and I have done many seasons without help, but I will tell you it's very difficult to handle my job on YouTube and stay on top of school fully. But when I have the help, I come to the end of the day and I have finished everything that I need to. So I also have the benefit, when I have help, of not having to do my editing and filming on every moment of my nights and weekends. So I do love that as well. It's great for my schedule and just to help me get ahead. So I don't know how long I'll do this. I've done it several different seasons for short periods of time, but for right now it is working awesome. And I am especially using the help with the young ones' school and filling in some of the gaps that I feel like we're missing with some middle kids. So it just gives me extra hands, like multiplies myself a little bit. So obviously I have a lot of work too in most of those hours, but having an extra teacher around when I don't have to work and there's 2 of us, it's dreamy. It's amazing. So that's really it for our morning routine. We do this same thing until about 12:30 when we eat lunch. I go milk. Then I have a kitchen project that I do every day, a different thing like canning or making yogurt or butter, things like that, while they have recess. And then we're back to school for the afternoon again, or playing. Here's a couple pictures of my recent canning projects just because they're pretty. I have a whole schedule for my afternoon kitchen projects. Thanks for watching, guys.